Hi friends, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new, a special welcome. In the first part of today's video, I'm going to show you how to transform an old piece of furniture into a lovely, refurbished, upcycled one. I'll share with you some tips, tricks, and challenges to inspire you. You'll see that the result is quite transformative and pretty, and I hope this gives you inspiration for ways that you can redeem old pieces of furniture, save them from the landfill, and restore them to a new beauty. I didn't want to have to repaint the entire piece, so I just did use small amounts of paint to cover the worst blemishes. They're going to be concealed anyway. So this is the transfer that I used. I don't want to bore you with showing you too much of this burnishing process, but I do want to give you the sense that it did take a lot of time. It was very difficult. I've never used rub-on transfers that were so resistant to releasing from the acetate background. But here we go. You can see I also kind of learned a little trick that if I rubbed close to where I was peeling back, it did help to effectively release it. Please let me know in the comments below if you've ever used rub-on transfers and if there are some tricks that help to make the job a little easier. The nice feature about using rub-on transfers, though, is you can see what portion hasn't released. The first half is done, and isn't it beautiful? It really does look as though those birds and branches and flowers have been painted on the surface. Now I'm using the DIY Big Top. It is a varnish and finish, and I'm using some sponge brushes to just apply a very thin coat over the entire surface of the desk. A light, thin coat worked beautifully. I didn't want to get the transfers too wet, and I was also careful just to go gently in one direction with the sponge brush. I found that just one coat worked beautifully. Here you can see it gives it just a very slight glossy effect as it's still wet though. I'm allowing it to dry overnight. I've got it in the garage because it did start to rain. Now I'm going to use some of the Grecian gold color of the Rub and Buff. Here you can see I've already done 3 knobs and I'm working on the 4th one. They were very blackened and I thought it would be pretty just to give them that beautiful Grecian gold color. And using this delicate paintbrush, it was very easy to apply the Rub and Buff, and the knobs turned out so beautifully. Here you can see I used some shelf liner that I bought at Dollar General to line the 2 drawers that were kind of discolored. And now that it's complete, I'm just thrilled with this. I think it is just gorgeous. The birds and florals look as though they've been painted on. The knobs are bright and gold now, and all of those blemishes have been concealed and touched up. Now I'm eager to show you a really fun Dollar Tree DIY that uses 2 of these arched mirrors. I found them in the Mother's Day section. I also went through boxes of canvas prints that they had, and I did find some really pretty images. So I thought how pretty it would be to use the arched mirrors as frames for a couple of these. I'm also going to use some Rust-Oleum spray paint. I had this blue color on hand, and I thought it would be really pretty to draw out the blue that's in both of the paintings. The first thing you want to do is to remove the little screws off of the back. There are 5 of them, and they're very easy to remove with a little screwdriver. And then once you get the screws removed, set them aside carefully and take off the backing. That will reveal the cardboard as well as the mirror. You can use that arched mirror as a template. Just use the mirror to position the portion of the image that you want visible through the frame. I loved the little rooster and the little boy, so I actually positioned it so that those portions of the painting would be visible. You can see that I'm working with the flat piece of canvas and trimming it to fit. I removed it from the wooden frame that it was attached to, I didn't have to take out the staples. I merely cut around it. You can certainly remove the staples if you wish, but I preferred to just simply trim around it, leaving enough of the canvas so that I could wrap the arched mirror, as you see I'm doing. Then all you have to do is fold that canvas around the mirror and use a line of hot glue to hold it in place. You don't need much hot glue because it will be compressed inside the frame. Now I'm just working with the second print in the same way, just taking it out of the package, and then we'll go ahead and trim that canvas right off of that wooden frame so that we can work with a nice flat sheet of canvas. And again, you can use that arched mirror as your template, deciding which portion of the design you want to frame. Because I won't need the entire image, I'm just using my scissors to go ahead and puncture that side that's going to be cut off anyway. And then I'm just going to trim around that wooden frame to release the image. I do want, though, the top and bottom because we need all of that canvas fabric to wrap around the top and bottom of the arched mirror. And now once again we have that flat piece of canvas, and we can use the mirror as our template to lay out the design. Be sure to trim off any excess so it doesn't get too bulky in the back when you hot glue it. While your frames are disassembled, take them outside, protect yourself with a mask, and use short bursts of spray paint to paint your frames. After I let them dry for several hours out in the sunlight, I reassembled them. The spray paint worked great to give the frames a brighter, more updated look. And now I'm just reassembling them, reinserting the image that's now glued on to the mirror. Using that Phillips head screwdriver, I'm just reinserting those 5 little screws. And don't you agree? This is just a delightful project. So easy to do. For a cost of $2.50 a piece plus a small amount of spray paint, you can customize your artwork. They would brighten up any spot, and I think they might also be beautiful on the newly refinished desk. I will show you that in the upcoming video. These arched mirrors offer so much potential, and I know I still need to fulfill my promise of showing you how to make the bunny. That's upcoming, along with the desk, staged in a beautiful way. I have lots more to share, upcoming in just a few days. In the meantime, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, and I look forward to seeing you again. Take care, and God bless. Hi, Daisy. You like the nice weather?